Lithuania, a land shaped by forest, rivers, and resilience. A country that endures empires, wars, and occupation. A nation small in size but grand in suffering. Today we faced a different kind of war. A war inside our homes, inside our families, inside our own minds. Alcoholism, depression, and suicide. This is not a story of statistics. This is a story of silence. And what happens when the silence is passed one generation to the next. Between 1940s and 1990s, Lithuania lived behind a curtain of silence, the Iron Curtain. Under Soviet rule, emotion was dangerous. Questioning the system, even more so. There was no space for therapy, no time for healing, only obedience. If you were depressed, they didn't call it depression. They called it laziness. If you were suicidal, you weren't helped. You were isolated. Locked in mental hospital that functioned more like prisons than hospitals. Heavy, sedated, isolated, silenced. To show emotion was to risk your freedom, so people drink. Vodka became the only medicine, not because we wanted to escape life, but because we had no permission to feel it.
Taip Lietuva, savo amžiaus 8-metį bebaigianti Europos valstybė, vėl pasirodo kaip mitų paukštis Feniksas, dar kartą gimusi iš savo pačios pelenų.
And then independence came like a storm, a nation reborn in 1990s. But freedom without preparation brought chaos. Thousands lost their jobs overnight. Crime and corruption exploded. Gangs roamed the cities. Western capitalism flowed in, fast, raw, and unforgiving. In this new world, many fathers drowned into drinking. Many mothers raised children alone. And the children, they learned early that survival meant silence. In the 90s, suicide became a silent epidemic, especially among men. There was no helplines, no therapy, no one to talk to, because in Lithuania, asking for help was still seen as failure. And the 2000s came here and brought screens into our pockets. What began as a hope, internet connection, global access, soon brought new demons. Social media gave us connection and comparison. A generation grew up chasing likes, filters, validation. Teenagers learned to perform happiness while hiding pain. Cyberbullying exploded. Anxiety became normal. Self-harm rose, and suicide among the young quietly continued. We looked modern, we looked European, but inside we still bleeding. In the most Lithuanian schools, there is no mental health education, no regular therapy sessions, no safe space to cry, to talk, to be vulnerable. Many teachers were raised in Soviet Lithuania. They were taught that emotion is weakness, that discipline is solution to pain. Children today are just soft, says an old teacher. We didn't need therapy, we just worked. This mindset still dominates. And when a child cries out for help, too often they are ignored, or worse, shamed.
Priešais vaikų darželį Šilainiuose ant stogo guli Honda ir šis makabriškas vaizdas ne kokia policijos prevencinė akcija, o kraupi realybė.
And then alcohol is not just a drink in Lithuania. It's tradition, celebration, coping mechanism. We drink at weddings, we drink at funerals, we drink to honor, we drink to forget, we drink to depress. But alcohol takes more than it gives. It fuels violence. It breaks families, it takes lives. Lithuania has been among Europe's top drinkers for years. And every glass we raise to health might be silently killing someone. Lithuanians are taught to be strong, but sometimes strength becomes a mask. We smile at work, we laugh at parties, but inside we are often alone, especially men, told from birth not to cry, not to feel, not to ask for help. We lost hundreds each year, not because they were weak, but because no one told them they could speak. So, what now? What can we do? We can start with these 3 words: talk, listen, act. Talk about depression, addiction, suicide. Listen without judgment. Act, push schools to teach emotional health, demand support, offer it when we can. Change won't come up from the top. It starts with us, in the kitchen, in the classroom, in the group chat. In every "are you okay?" that we dare to ask. Lithuania has endured centuries of pain, but now it's time to heal. It's time to feel. It's time to speak.